Cancer, somebody is finally ready to break no contact, all right? Someone's ready to reach out. Whether that's you, whether that's them, we're going to go ahead and take a look at that energy now. What is the energy for Cancer, for the person who wants to reach out, for the person who wants to break no contact? What is their energy? Okay. First of all, the person who wants to break no contact has the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So someone is looking for the truth because they are looking for repair. All right. Now, this could be you, Cancer, or this could be them. Just take it however it resonates. You may be the person who is connected to the Cancer here watching. So just take it however it resonates. But the person who's ready to break no contact is really, they're really looking for the truth. And because they also want to, I feel like, repair the home, or they want to put something back together. Okay. Or maybe they want to return back to, the community, or to the whole. Okay. We do have the Four of Pentacles energy here. All right. So with that Four of Pentacles energy, I think what this person is, with whoever this is, whether this is you or them, I think what this person is feeling is a need to really just release and just really open up. Okay. This could have been directly related to why things did not work out, or why things, were kind of on a pause or whatever. All right. But someone definitely wants to open up now. Someone wants to feel included. And the only way that they can really do that is they need to just really be transparent, okay, about a particular truth about themselves. Okay. But what actually needs to be addressed? Okay. See, there's a lot of things that need to be addressed. Yeah, you can have all these feelings, but what actually needs to be talked about? For one, here we have the Knight of Cups. Okay. So somebody needs to talk about how flirtatious they've been. Okay. Why you always flirting all the time? Okay. Why you always distant with the Eight of Cups? You're always flirting and then you're always distant. There's times when I can't reach you, or there's times when you're just not tangible. Okay. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles and the Tower. What also needs to be addressed here with the Queen of Pentacles and the Tower energy is that someone feels like they gave and gave and gave and gave until they ruined themselves. And that needs to be talked about. Okay. This may be the other person, but but something else that needs to be discussed here in this conversation about whatever this was is about how someone gave to their own detriment. It almost feels as though someone gave while the other person took that and took it elsewhere, took it outside of their relationship. Okay. So from this point on, I'm going to refer to it as you, because whoever I'm talking to, this happened to you, whether it's the Cancer or the person or the other person. Okay. Okay, under the deck here we have the Queen of Swords. I feel like it's important for you to get this off of your chest. Okay? It's important for you to get this off of your chest because you need this person to know that you know. Okay? Whatever truth this person is denying that makes them behave in this way, you already know what it is. You've had to learn that in separation. You've had to learn that during no contact. So you already know, whatever truth that they need to express, or it's almost like you are measuring the conversation up against whatever you already know. And it's like it kind of has to meet that. And we have to talk about these things. And I feel like that's important to you. Because it brings you clarity. Which is what the Queen of Swords wants. She operates from clarity. She does not operate from confusion. All right, so we've reached the point of the reading now where if you are looking for a reconciliation, well, we'll decide whether or not it's going to lead to a reconciliation or where it's going to lead to closure. Okay, so if you're hoping to hear something from them, let's take a look at what that could be. What it is that you're hoping to hear. Okay, King of Swords energy. Okay, so you're hoping to hear that this person is more wise. You're hoping to hear that this person is more wise, more mature. You're hoping to hear that this person is ready for a full-on commitment there with the Ten of Cups under the deck. With the Six of Swords next, you're hoping that this person really truly means what it is that they say. Okay? Because what will happen is that this person will lead you in a particular direction, and then what they'll do is they'll backtrack. Okay? And then that puts you both into the Five of Swords energy. All right, so you're really hoping that this person. Oh, and speaking of that, what's next? The Five of Swords energy. So, just completely confirmation of what I was just saying there. The next card here is the Ten of Swords energy. Okay, and then the Wheel. So I don't think Cancer. I don't think that you are necessarily looking for a reconciliation per se. I think you're just looking for closure. You're looking for answers, judgment here. Yeah, just because it just helps you understand. It's just for your healing, more so. Okay. Now we do have the Devil card energy here. I don't know. I feel like with that Devil energy, there may be some temptation to come back. I'm not saying like there isn't. Like this person is quite charming. I definitely feel that for sure. This person is quite charming. And they've always been, and that may have been a part of their allure as well, like in the beginning and even up to now. Okay? But you're wiser now. You wanted them, you're hoping that they were wiser, but no, but you're actually wiser and intuitive. Okay? Alright. Because we can keep going on that. Because the King and Queen of Cups is next. The King and Queen of Cups, I'm just going to say it because it's here. The King and Queen of Cups is next here for the message. And while I do feel usually that this is like a divine match, I'll say that there is a possibility here for a reconciliation if and only if the things that need to be addressed in this conversation are actually fully addressed and fleshed out and can be truly fixed. Like this person truly has to mean what they say, and they have to truly be transparent and 100% honest about their intentions. And also they need to keep it in their pants. Okay? But then you on the other side of that also needs to know when you've been giving too much. You need to know when the balance is tilted. Okay? So it's like both parties are gonna have to work on is, you know what I'm saying, like both. It's not no, I don't think no one person was completely in the wrong. Yes, someone definitely did have a wandering eye. Someone definitely did seem very avoidant, okay? Quick to walk away from things. While the other person was always there, always determined to put in the work, you know, and which is not a bad thing, but the thing is that, you know, it was to the point to where you were avoidant to your own needs. And so it caused a major shift in your life. And it felt very hard to recover from once this was, you know, once y'all were in a space of separation. I think that there can be a lot of I'm waving this king and queen of swords because I mean this king and queen of cups around because I did see the king and queen of swords. The king and queen of swords has popped up. The king of swords is actually here, but the queen of swords popped up at the bottom of the deck at one point. And when those two show up, it's usually they're in disagreement with one another. But with now we have the king and the queen of cups, which represents an alignment. So I do feel like there can be, I feel like this can be worked out. It can be worked out. It, you know, but again, both people are going to have to switch from the mental into more emotional aspects. That's where I get there, Cancer. I'm going to put those at the top. You can't see it, but they're going to go up here. Okay. So, to be honest with you, it's like that's what you're hoping to hear. Okay, we do have the Seven of Pentacles next. So yeah, I think that if you put in enough work, it can definitely yield that Ten of Pentacles energy that's right here. All right. Now let's look realistically. What is the truth that you need to hear in this, Cancer? Whether you decide to keep it closed or open this back up. You know, what is the truth that you actually need to hear going into this? Oh, one card. Okay. Seven of Cups. Cancer, the thing that is coming to mind with me with the Seven of Cups energy is letting me know that you this isn't your only option. Okay? You don't have to do just this. You know, yes, this can work, but it's gonna be work. And I guess, I mean, it's gonna be any relationship is gonna take work. But my point is that you're already moving at an uphill. You know, you're already at a disadvantage here in this. Okay, with the Seven of Cups energy lets me know that there could be other opportunities, whether that's in love or just in other experiences. Queen of Wands energy was under the deck here, Cancer. The choice is yours, Cancer. Here is what I'm hearing with the Queen of Wands energy. If you decide not to go back with this person, that would be just fine as well. You will also be desired. That's kind of interesting as it actually correlates with the Seven of Cups, because I'm hearing that you will also, like, you're going to be an option for others. Okay? And, you know, no, I mean, of course, yes, we want to be chosen. We don't want to just be an option. But my point is that there's going to be other people that have eyes on you. All right, Cancer? So you don't have to necessarily go back to this relationship if you don't want to. If you feel like it's over, then let it be over. Okay, but if you feel like there's something to salvage here, then I do think that it can be salvaged. But just know that there are other admirers. Okay, there are other options that you can choose. And it's actually kind of funny because, you know, while y'all were in the relationship the first time, this person was all about their options. So that's just the truth that you need to know before you go back into this. If you decide to go back into this, all right? All right, Cancer. let's go ahead and take a look at some of the messages that may actually be spoken during this conversation. I wish I could take back the things that I said. I mean, that's something that's pretty standard. That somebody always says, right, when they're apologetic. And they may be true, okay? I wish I could take back the things that I said. Somebody definitely may be feeling that. It's easier to just stay away right now, okay? So, your person may still be feeling kind of avoidant to the whole matter, okay? So even if you want to initiate, I mean, like I said, you in the beginning, you were the one who initiated this conversation. So your person still may be a little bit avoidant to this. And if that's the case, then that may be a part of your answer right now. Okay? Like I said, you have other options. You have other things that you can pursue. And there are other people that want to pursue you, Cancer. All right. The grass wasn't greener on the other side. So they're admitting in this, even though you're initiating the conversation, they are admitting that they messed up. They are admitting that they did not find anything happier, right? They weren't satisfied wherever they went or with whatever they were doing, right? Even though they had a wandering eye, even though they had this avoidant type attitude, right? Wherever they were going, wherever they ended up, they were still not happy. Okay? And it's kind of shameful. That's why they stay away, because it's like a little bit shameful. It's like how can they go back? Excuse me, I'm sorry. But they're like, how can I go back? I did some pretty harmful stuff. I said some pretty shameful stuff when I walked away. How can I go back? Cancer, you could give them an opportunity to come back. I mean, like I said, you're initiating the conversation, which it feels like they weren't going to do because of shame. But if you initiate the conversation, you could open up that door to come back. But even if you do initiate that conversation, you can also choose to just take the closure and move on. Again, it's your choice. All right? What other advice does Cancer need to know? Let's get one more, because I felt like that just kind of came off. All right. Ooh, Phoenix, new phase, and rekindle, renew and growth, change mind, rise from the ashes. Okay, so this can speak to a revival here within the relationship. Like I said, it has a great chance for that if that's what you want. However, if this is not what you want, then you do still have a great chance of revival independently. Okay, the next card being ascending, learning and expansion, transcending, preparing for union or new phase. Okay, so yeah, so again, this is again letting us know that Spirit is about to take you through a new phase. All right, which we do have, which we do have an opportunity for you having here with the Queen of Wands. This is about knowing yourself. This is about your standards being raised now, Cancer. Okay, and I think that's a pretty good baseline for whether or not you should take this person back, or if you should go with, yourself. All right. So hopefully that helped. All right, Cancer. But thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And also follow me over on Instagram, because I am trying to build my community there. So take care.